nice because that's like 3 for 3 with the past Fans Toys releases. Actually, four for 4 for the past Fans Toys releases. I need to have like a sign, like days since the last third-party QC issue. Just
Why would you
up.
declare that before you transformed it? That's just asking for trouble.
Because it's me, and you know, if I didn't, we wouldn't have #0luck.
That's true.
Anyway, let's get into some news for the week. It's funny. Just so much stuff's coming out. It's such a weird time right now because we don't have the conventions. We don't have, we don't have the Comic-Con coming up like in the traditional sense. But it's nice that we at least have a steady stream of news. Stuff seems to be coming out. So again, if you notice tonight's show title, it's very Back to the Future-y. And that has a lot to do with the reveal that came out today. We knew this was coming. It came last week, but we've had the full reveal details for the Back to the Future crossover Gigawatt figure. And I think this one's a little bit more divisive than Ectotron. What do you guys think?
Dave first.
I am not a fan of the molds. I mean, the alt mode's gorgeous, but I would not have picked that body for a base. I mean, well, you guys have heard my arguments in the chat. I think they should have gone with the Cliff Jumper body, personally.
I mean, I'm a fan of the mold, but not for this use. I personally think
that do you have a picture of the robot mode?
Yeah, so
go to that one because the car mode looks great. The car mode looks great. The flight mode looks great. The doors look great. Oh dear God, that chest is utter
But I don't know if is that the mold's fault or is that the DMC's fault?
It's Hasbro's fault. Ran lazy.
They probably
give us a new toy.
I'm not sure why they would introduce the figure in comic book today.
Or why not tomorrow when it's the anniversary?
Hasbro just does. That's the thing. They just kind of. Yeah, I think maybe part of it is trying to stay ahead of leaks.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, this, and again, of course, our established audience isn't privy to our chats, but I think the Cliff Jumper mold would have been a much better way of going with it. Yes, it would have been smaller, but I think it would have handled the way that backpack goes. It would have handled the Mr. Fusion backpack a lot better. The head mold still would have worked fine. The chest still would have worked fine. The way the Cliff Jumper legs transform were absolutely awesome. And then you could have packed in a lot more accessories. I think probably the biggest accessory I would have wanted would have been, flame car tracks, to put behind him. I think that would have been.
I don't know if the doors would have worked because the doors are part of his Cliff Jumper's windshield is on his chest.
I could have but you see, but using that Cliff Jumper mold, I would have forgiven the doors.
I think the doors thing that's probably one of the deciding factors when they chose the mold, because that's going to be the first question: is A, does it have gull wing doors? B, does it have a flux capacitor? And I mean, this has obviously got. I think I counted 3 different nuances, 3 different changes to the transformation on this, at least just from the pictures, but. Just being able to engineer those doors on this probably made the deciding factor when they were looking which mold to convert. Because I would argue, too, that the Wheeljack mold probably could have been good for this, too.
I would have given you that as well, actually.
But the doors wouldn't have worked like this on that one.
There was fan art, too, where someone had, and I think someone had made a quote-unquote masterpiece kit bash out of a Prowl or a Datsun figure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, they could have used... what they're using for the Blue Streak mold. It might have been a little plain, but I think it would have handled the chest a lot better than this.
Because the size of the chest is not that's the design of the car.
Yeah.
So, but again, that mold doesn't have any way for the chest to collapse. So yeah, you get this big bulky area.
I think the other problem I have with it too is that it's not really evocative of anything. Like we've seen the leaked Maverick figure, and Ectotron's been out for what, over a year now.
Yeah,
and both of those are really evocative of Top Gun and Ghostbusters. I mean, Ectotron kind of nailed the Ghostbusters jumpsuit, and Maverick looks like kind of like a flight suit, and kind of has some notes of Leader One from the GoBots. I mean, it really could be a Leader One stand-in.
I think they're hoping for that chest unit with the time digits on there.
And like goggles.
Yeah.
I mean, I talked about this last week. I don't want that figure to look like Doc, or I don't want it to look like Marty. I want it to be its own figure.
Right.
So I'm okay with kind of what they did here. I guess I'll come out and say it that while there's things about this that I don't like, I like it a lot.
I like
really,
all of it.
Do you have any?
I don't care about the robot mode at all.
But here's the thing, though. You could, man, I'm blocked by Yoshi's face here.
Sorry.
It's an improvement.
We'll get back to that question because I want to bring up the current paint they've been doing on the mainline stuff.
You could buy a replica Lamborghini that will have the folding doors. So if I'm buying a transforming version of it, I want all the transforming parts I want to like all the transforming parts.
Yeah,
and I think they did a better job with Ectotron. To be honest,
if I'm gonna put something on display, I'm gonna put it on display in the form that makes the most sense to me. Like
right, but then in that case, then you might as well have bought a DeLorean.
No,
Back to the Future.
I know that it can transform, so that's cool for me because I know it can transform. But I'm gonna put it on my desk at work, and it's gonna be a DeLorean.
Yeah, this is the opposite of
walk by and be like, "Oh, cool, you have a DeLorean." I'm like, that's a transformer. They're gonna be like, no shit, and I'm a transformer for them. They're gonna be like, wow, that's awesome.
I think
another thing too is that we know we're getting this Maverick, and this doesn't appear to be any existing mold.
I haven't seen this picture.
Nope, I think you were off that week. But we know this is a real deal thing.
Yeah, the movie got pushed back, so this has all probably been shelved.
And I mean, this again, don't know what the transformation is. It could be a heavy retool, but I mean, this just looks really good from the the photo there. I think somebody has it out of the box, but it's a shame if
they're going to make a Jetfire out of that Top Gun. I bet you.
I think it's probably too small.
They might get sued if they do that because it looks just like what is it, Robotech?
Macross. Yeah.
Macross.
But Joe's argument is just the opposite of like someone that gets a Fans Toys figure and never transforms it. Like, I know it. Why not just get a statue? I know it transforms. I like the idea that it can transform, but I want to keep it in this mode. Where now he's saying, and I agree, like, I'm going to keep it in car mode. Why wouldn't I just get a model DeLorean? Well, because I like the idea that it transforms too.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just the whole thing with it being a crossover. Again, definitely has the chest that rotates. It's got the gull-wing doors that open, and it's got the rotating tires now. There is some engineering going into this, a little above and beyond. Yeah. Except that what is going on with that windshield?
Yeah.
Why would they not have opaque windshield?
It should have been like a dark black.
It should have just been painted black. It doesn't even have to be transparent. It should have been black. Just this shit black.
Yeah.
Repro label.
Yeah, or reflective tape or something on that. Either way to go.
And then as for the paint on here, it looks kind of minimal. I'd be willing to bet that they're not, because I've actually not only seen but I've ridden in a real DeLorean, and it's a very distinct brushed stainless steel look. And this to me looks like it's
bot mode.
There used to be a nightclub. I don't know if it's still there anymore, but in the Inner Harbor, there was a bar I used to hang out called the Have a Nice Day Cafe.
Yep.
That had a DeLorean parked right next to the dance floor, or DeLorean shell.
This looks like they're just texturing it on here.
So is that painted?
Just like paint? Siege, probably.
Yeah. I mean,
they made it out of real stainless steel, though.
If they made it out of real stainless steel, it would look
be awesome.
Yeah.
Then you don't have to worry about paint chipping.
But
I don't think it would chip.
Yeah, I don't worry about Hasbro paint chipping. I mean, I regularly take the mainline stuff, flip them back and forth, and I've had zero issues.
By the way, are we not going to call out Yoshi for saying I really don't know a thing about figures?
No, he's an art comic kind of guy, so he's never pretended to really buy in on the figure stuff.
He probably knows more than I do.
Yeah.
You know what? The artwork for this guy. Do we have the cartoon image with him and Doc and Marty?
We do. Oh, with him and Doc and Marty? No.
Yeah, it's the next shot.
It is?
Oh no, I'm sorry. You're right.
I was gonna say I didn't think there was.
There is. There's that other issue of the comic.
In that illustration, it looks.
Here it is.
Like that. It looks right. That looks like something that would be in an '80s cartoon from back then.
Yeah.
That makes sense, but the toy doesn't look as good for whatever reason. Even though it looks just like that.
Well, it's because reality normally doesn't live up to fiction.
That definitely looks like... You know what? It's because they designed his body like they did for the G1 artwork, where they had those big hands. So that's like retro and nostalgic. And then Doc and Marty are retro and nostalgic. You're just getting it for the name recognition, and it turns into a DeLorean that can fly and has a Mr. Fusion and the little tripwire thing. Can the Mr. Fusion come off?
I'm not sure.
Well, are we gonna not get all that when we get the regular version? Like, what was limited about the limited, other than it being limited?
So the rumor now is that the Walmart ones is there was only a run of 1,985. And each package has individually numbered license plate, one out of that number.
Oh, Jesus.
So as far as like accessories or differences to the figure, we don't know, but we think it's just going to be a difference in packaging. The rumor is that the packaging is going to be more evocative of the, like Ectotron was in.
Yeah.
Where this one is.
Is it going to be on the car?
No, it's right there. You can see it right there on the box.
I was going to say, well, that's still going to be very... Because whoever gets number 1985 is going to have, the one.
No, the
vehicle, if it was actually on the car, holy shit.
No, the car itself has got the out-of-time license plate on the back.
Yeah. They actually have that...
Which is this. Let's talk about that for a second, though. Is that this? Someone said that the next version, the mass release version, is going to be a different version of the DeLorean. This is actually two versions of the DeLorean rolled into one. It's part 1 and part 2.
Oh no!
Yeah. So I don't know where they're not going to release the fucking Back to the Future Part 3 with the parts all over it. It's just not going to happen. So I can't see them doing anything different except maybe taking away some accessories. Maybe that pole. That might be the only difference, because that pole is the thing that makes it Back to the Future Part 1.
Now, as long as it's easier to get than Ectotron was initially.
In before somebody takes a picture of it being pushed by Astro Train.
And there's another. That how easy is that reuse of Astro Train? Why would they not simultaneously do both of those, the Time Train and this? Because what the hell are you going to use Astro Train for?
Yeah, give him the toy deco.
Give him the Time Train.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really all I can think of is either give him the toy deco or do some sort of shattered glass thing. So
you know what? Whoever gets 1955 would be good too.
That would be a good one.
Oh yeah.
Or 1855.
So, did anybody manage to get a pre-order on this from Walmart?
I don't think it ever even went live.
I got an email saying it came back in stock, but of course it wasn't in stock when I looked.
I think that was like the general consensus.
All I ever got was the oops.
And he's what? He's $30.
30, yeah.
Yeah.
So I started refreshing the page at about 12:55 and did it for an hour and a half.
Well, you're the reason why this site went down.
Well, the posting never went live. So then all of the official accounts, Transformers accounts, posted that it was live and go get it and here's the link, and it never went live. So everyone was thinking, well, maybe they meant it to be tomorrow because that's the anniversary date. But again, all the official social media channels posted that it was live and ready to go. So then about 5:30, about 5:30,
they're saying we're sorry.
You checked that too fast. I don't believe you.
We really wanted to get you this figure, but Matt McCarl crashed our website. So
yeah,
again,
stupid Biff.
I'm on the link right now, refreshing.
So long story short, I heard if you look on the website on the TFW, people have did manage to pre-order it. So it did go live for about 11 seconds and then died.
Wow.
Because if you look at the posting, it was maximum per person was either 12 or 16.
Jesus.
Shit, really?
It wasn't 2, it was double digits. So
we're not
there you go
facilitating
right
the
there.
scalper market. Not at all.
Yeah. So Nate Simmons knows where if you want one, Nate Simmons knows where you can get one for about $700 off of eBay. So contact Nate's Toys and Collectibles.
I saw over $1,000.
Did you?
Oh my God!
Did you get 2 of them? I'll take one.
That
for my
is a
birthday.
Tesla share.
So Joe's going to sell one of his Tesla shares for DeLorean.
Not happening.
But anybody that wants this and doesn't know what we're talking about for the other one, Hasbro Pulse and other retailers, fan channels are going to get the non-exclusive version that's going to drop in October.
When was is this one shipping right now, or is it not shipping until?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't even see it on Walmart's site right now.
You can only get through it from the direct link. You can't search for it.
I bet you it's shipping right now, and a whole bunch of people are going to have it, and we're going to be jealous.
I still have the link on my phone, and it's still refreshing to the page cannot be found.
Don't worry, T-Man. Shardamus's will receive his about 2 days before yours shows up.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't have to try for his. They sent in his for free.
Probably.
So interestingly enough, I'm reading on Slash Gear. There's a footnote to this. It says, you might notice upon closer inspection, this toy is not actually a DMC brand vehicle.
Yeah.
It is not actually a real DeLorean vehicle. It's only a Transformer. It's officially branded by Transformers and the Back to the Future movie franchise, but it's not really a DeLorean as such. Just a time machine. Apparently also the comic book series will be a 4-parter. So.
Yep, there's no logo on the front of the car.
Yeah.
You can repro labels.
Maybe.
You could 3D print a label.
So I'm not like in love with this thing, but for the price and the nostalgia factor, I think I'm in, regardless of which one I can get. How are you guys feeling on it?
I want one. I don't know why I want one.
I want one. If you didn't already,
it's ugly.
Notice.
It's hideous.
I think right here, this is why you want one.
Well, too. I mean, the alt mode, like Joe had said, the alt mode nails it. I think. I mean, it's as close as you can get with a retail level release on a Transformers figure, except for the fucking windshield.
You know you know what the windshield looks like? You're not going to be able to unsee it. It looks like Wheelie from the Revenge of the Fallen movies, like smashed up against in there.
Yeah, it kind of does. Now, does it actually have a panel there, or is it literally just?
No, I think it's clear. I think it's clear plastic.
Because that looks like there's nothing there.
I wonder if it's the same. I got to go grab my Sideswipe. I wonder if it's the same design that's like under Sideswipe's hood. You just don't notice it because that. And the reason I asked that is I wonder if the windshields are interchangeable. Because then you could just buy, a Sideswipe and put that black windshield on there.
Or cannibalize a Sideswipe if you have like 5 of them and never transform them again.
Sideswipe's windshield goes back a lot further.
Oh.
Yeah, the whole car is a redesign from what I'm looking at.
Joe was just like, it's a different car, idiot.
The arms and legs are the most obvious holdover.
It's the same engineering, but everything else is different.
I wish they showed his back.
You got Harley there, man. You got your fill.
No, that's not what I meant. Because I'm wondering about that windshield. Because as you said, is that a real windshield or not? What if it's not? And what you're looking at is just the bottom of his feet pressed up there because they didn't put a windshield there.
I don't know. That's gotta be.
It'll be fine.
To re-rail us, how many other stories we got? Because I'm done with this.
Yeah, we'll move on. I think the general consensus. Well, Dave, are you in for this?
Nope.
Nope. So 4 out of 5 figure actioners are in for this, and I think for the most part, one's only in for myself.
2.
It's like 2. It's like we don't know why we want it.
No, I'm getting